Okay. A lot going on right now. I just joined this call and we are about to join that here. All right, I am back.
Welcome.
Yeah, you caught me in like a whirlwind of different activities right as I was about to go live on
Yeah.
stream. I was looking at the time beforehand. I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna make this happen in time."
Yeah, no worries.
Uh, but yeah, how's your week been? It's been
Good.
a little too long since
Crazy.
our last chat, it feels like, even though it's only been 1 week,
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about.
exactly. Same here. I mean, it's been quite busy on our side as well. I've been traveling today, so right now at the desk, so finally getting things moving around and everything.
Oh, yeah. So it feels like we're on similar vibes or wavelengths. Yeah, yeah, you were traveling. Where were you going again? Like, what was the backstory behind that?
No, this is more on the local side, like just here in across Serbia and town.
Oh,
Nothing in
okay.
particular. Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I thought you were traveling, like, I don't know, to another country or something.
yeah. No, not today.
Okay. Well, that's good. A good Friday, I hope.
Yes, it is. On your side?
Yeah, well, I got a long Friday ahead. It was funny. I was on the phone with
Yeah.
my parents yesterday. I was catching up, and they're like, "Oh, how is everything?" I'm like, "It's great." And then I'm trying to give them an update on everything that's going on since we last chatted, and it was just me talking at them for like 5 minutes straight, just trying to
Yeah.
catch them up. And they're like, "Oh my God, well, we good luck with that." Yeah.
Yeah, you bursted too many information, too much of information on them.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty fun though. It's a good time. But yeah, excited
Yeah.
to dive into the final my worker stuff here.
Yeah. Let me just share my screen real quick.
Let's do it.
Let me know when you see it.
Okay. Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. We've already placed like 200 emails. That's good.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So it looks like, oh, and that was just after week one too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So
just first week.
we had them running here. So I guess before we dive in, maybe just like initial reactions from you, and then like the
Mhm.
way that the calls normally go is uh, like now we've got like the first subset of data, and so then we can begin to
Yeah.
make decisions, craft, different types of approaches from that. And over time, the numbers will continue to improve. So solid start,
Yeah.
over 50% open rate.
Yeah.
We'll get the reply rates and everything up over time.
Exactly. But that first reply came actually like the same day that we posted the campaign, if you remember. So still good. And
Yeah.
it was from a big account, so I think we are solid there. We just
Okay.
need to fine tune it, and it will be good.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. So, in terms of like the ICP and everything, or the messages sent, are there any like I guess initial reactions on the emails that were getting sent, or any I guess parts of the product things that stood out?
I think from what I checked, the most thing that needs improvement is messaging, because it still has like too much information, I would say. I think we should narrow it down like even two times, maybe even more, to make it super solid and straight to the point, because now it's still more generic. So I think once we get that, it will probably have some new reply rates as well. And subject lines also should be more shorter and more catchy in terms of super specific, like hiring this quarter or something like that. I think would be beneficial for that side, because now it's a bit too, um, I would say, general in terms of they're not sure what they're receiving, and that's
Hmm.
probably one of the key things why we're not getting replies, but still open rates are quite solid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Those are great ideas. And from that point, do you have, I guess, like reference like emails or things that you think do that in a way that's really like on point and how you think it might help the system?
Let me find, because I had couple of them that actually worked solid, not great, I would say, but still I think we can tweak them a little bit to make it even better.
Yeah.
I think, oops, sorry, enter the YouTube link. Let me just find it. I have so many documents with these templates, and then I have no clue what is where.
That happens with me now a
Right.
lot whenever I'm using ChatGPT. I'll
Yeah.
remember, oh, there was this gold in this one chat, and I can't. It takes. I've almost every single time actually found it, but there's some times where it just takes way too long to find the chat.
Yeah.
So I got to start figuring
Crazy.
out how I'm going to organize ChatGPT's like actual chat segments a little better.
These were the couple of emails that actually, when we tested the first time before my worker AI, they had solid. I think it was the best open rates, and they had some of the reply rates, but I think they can be even more tweaked to check it out. Can I add to GTM doc that we have?
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. Actually, just because I don't have that pulled up right now, if you also just have that link on hand and can drop it in the
Yes.
chat, that'd be great.
Well, just give me a second. Let me know if you can see it. I added it in tab 2.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, so these are the ones that we tested and had solid open rates, but on the reply rates, all right. They still got some reply rates, the rest didn't. So the rest only had solid open rates besides this, and that was basically it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I had a couple more. Let me just try and find them here. These are sorry, these are more recent, so I haven't tested them. I just tweaked them more to be for LinkedIn DMs. But again, I think they can be also solid for, I'll just copy paste it after the email tree.
Yeah.
They were solid in terms of testing them for emails as well.
Oh, this is so funny that this is going to be embarrassing, but I'll say it anyway. So on the
Yeah.
document, I was in there seeing the emails and I thought, where are the rest of where's the stuff that we worked on the other time? And I saw that it was in a different tab in the document. And the embarrassing part, I guess that in and of itself, but the embarrassing part is I didn't know until now that documents had tabs like this. How long has this been a thing?
It's not long. It's not long. I
Okay,
had
that
the
makes me
similar
feel a little
situation.
better about myself
Yeah,
because
I think, yeah,
yeah, I'm like, oh, that's actually a useful feature. How long have I just not been using this useful
yeah.
tab feature on the side?
Yeah, when I saw it, like I was mind blown, literally.
Yeah.
I think I saw it like maybe 3, 4 months ago, So I
Mm.
don't think it's like past 6 months or so
Okay,
that
yeah. So
it
it's,
turned
you
off.
know,
So don't worry.
it's not like 3 years in. Like I just had no
No.
idea.
If yes, then we are both like
Yeah,
completely have missed it. So that's on both sides.
I'm gonna start using that. Nice.
Yeah, for sure. So here are the couple of ones that I would love to test for this one. I think it will be solid. Plus, it's good because they focus on both like their pain. They have trigger. They're quite short, so usually, for example, mobile friendly. They usually just scan it through, and it's easier to read through. Again, we have urgency with Q4, which I think we should aim right now, and we
Hmm.
have a software CTA, so not so much on the harder side, like book a meeting here or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So I think what we can do is we can pause all of these campaigns that are active right now,
Hmm.
and we can try doing uh, an A/B test of sorts where we start testing some of the messaging on these others, and
Yeah.
yeah, see how that goes, and then we could from there, based on like it depends how you want to do it because there's multiple options. I'll lay out a couple of options and then we
Yeah.
can figure it out. So um, it depends first if we want to dive into uh, running these A/B tests on these uh, on the campaigns types of leads that we've already run, and then from
Hmm.
there go change up later on the different target ICPs. So we're going to test the messaging first, then test the the change in ICP next, and then
Yeah.
uh, we can change the messaging again uh, depending on what we find. So that's kind of how I'm thinking. It's like, okay, which levers to
Hmm.
pull? We could do two at once. The one question though then becomes like, was it actually the messaging approach or was it the ICP change? So it depends how you want to take it. Like if you want to try and pull two levers at once or one.
I think we should do both because I think, for example, for the first three emails, they're more general and not completely tied to Q4 or hiring directly. So in that situation, we are not 100% sure that they're currently hiring or plan to hire like pretty soon. But the rest, I think three of them are more for the leads that are actually hiring. So if we can target those leads that are actually hiring right now or in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks maximum, I think that would work better. So we can just split test it on those sides. And for example, for first three emails, I think we can use the same audience on that end. And for these ones that are actually hiring and preparing for Q4, those should be new leads because we are not sure with the ones that we are already testing with.
Yeah, that sounds like a good approach to me. So we'll do that. Let's start with just as the refresher. Could you click on the lead personas on the left just so I can
Mm-hmm.
see how many? Because I think we have those
Yeah.
other two. So now we can try and dial them in a little bit more. And
Mm-hmm.
what might actually make sense. So now I'm going to pull up my ChatGPT, get on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So get my screen formatted here. Now got to find the chat that has that my worker persona builder. Yeah, I use ChatGPT so much that it oh, perfect, found it. Yeah, I use it so much that sometimes I'm like, how did I live without this tool?
Same.
Okay. So, which one of these ICPs do you want us to do a refinement on? We could do both, or if there's one that you want to just start with and we can run the test for this week on one, then I'm happy to go either way.
I think bootstrapped agency, because I think in that case we will cover most of the e-commerce space, which is crucial for us in Q4. I think it will make more sense on that end.
Awesome. So, yeah, let's click into edit there so I can see the screen and then like that pencil next to bootstrapped agency owner.
Yeah, just a second.
And I'm legitimately just going to take screenshots. So, that's what we'll do. Do that there. And then um, I got that screenshot of the top part. So now if we open up the target audience and solutions and objections, I'll take one for the target audience one. If you scroll up just a little bit.
Mhm.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. And now final piece. Okay. So I got the screenshots in. Now we're going to create the final ICPs. What were
Mhm.
the things that you wanted us to make in terms of the edits uh, to the current approach in the ideal customer? I could also throw out some brainstorming, but yeah, you probably have a better idea than
Yeah.
I do in terms of how we might want to adjust it.
Basically, just focusing on urgency side, like them hiring and preparing for Q4, because there will be tons of workload at that point, and we don't want them to waste time with onboarding and ramping up new hires when they should focus on clients and client success at that point.
I see. So I'm gonna record the prompt real quick.
Mhm.
All right. So this is the current ICP that we have for the campaign we're running on JobsArg, and we want to make the ICP the best possible ICP and the best possible improvements. And we really want to hone in and focus on the urgency around Q4 and the needs that this ICP is going to have around Q4. So, with that in mind, let's update all of these sections in the best way possible for the ICP. And also, as you know, the more specific and tailored that it can speak to the pain points, needs, all of those things when we build these ICPs, the better. So let's really try and get the best styled ICP that is going to be most receptive to the offering that we are providing with JobsArg. All right, I hope that was a solid enough prompt. So
Yeah,
we
let's see.
we got it generating.
So for the messaging part, do we add like these examples to ChatGPT as well, and then we combine that with the ICP, or how would that work for the copy and everything?
Yes, yeah. So there's a couple of things. So in the ICP, I'll copy and paste this over real quick, and
Mhm.
then I'll kind of talk through. All right, here we go. Do you want me to have it in here or a tab? I guess I could put it in the first one because that's kind of,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, I put it at the bottom.
just a second. So this would be bootstrapped agency owner.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Should I just go ahead and copy paste everything?
Yeah. Yeah. Copy and paste it one by one.
Hmm.
And then once that's in, I can kind of explain to you how we can hone down the messaging.
Yep. Business client. That stays the same.
Hmm.
Yes, this is good.
On the position side, maybe we just remove managing director. We just have it founder, CEO, and co-founder.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot more in depth than I have had it originally.
Fingers crossed that it that it helps.
Yeah. I mean, that's what testing is for, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
We
have a
need
good
to
feeling that
test
it's
it
going
all.
to improve
Yeah.
the conversions on it for sure.
I would maybe remove this part, for example. Like they
Yeah.
can use AI, and shortlist AI rating. This would be DUI. This would be more done with you
Hmm.
than for you.
That's actually interesting. I did not. This is another thing that's embarrassing for me, but I didn't know what DWY meant. I was like, what is DWY? Oh, done with you.
Yeah, I think I learned that when I was doing pricing for our site. So I don't think that's quite common knowledge.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know now. Yeah, I know DIY, but the
Yeah,
DWY, that's new to me.
yeah. Same. It was for me. Like I think I learned that last year or something.
Mm.
But you never know when until you start using something.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm going to be teaching people this. I wonder how
Feel free
many
to do so.
many people out there have heard of the DWY. Now
Yeah,
they know.
now they know. Let me just double check this real quick. So time saving. Yeah, I think this is all set.
All right, sweet. So we can save that. And so there are a couple of ways that we can approach the messaging, changing the messaging. And I think we
Hmm.
tried both, and we're going to be able to see it live. So the first one is we'll go in and create a campaign for this persona. Um,
Let me just copy it.
cool. Yeah. And then for the goal, I've seen people approach this in two ways. One is, we put the goal however we had it before or changed the goal approach. And then we put the instructions like, hey, we're going to keep it under like, whatever those instructions that you kind of told me.
Yeah.
Um, we do it in here. That's one approach. The other approach is actually just going to the your company information and doing it in there. So
Hmm.
um, in reality, uh, we're going to try both and then just see which one you like the messaging on, and then we can A/B test that with actually just like hard pasting it into
Hmm.
not having the AI do the sequence and just do the messaging straight. So we could do both,
Yeah.
or we could do one. You know, at the end of the day, it's your call. You're the CEO. So
Let's try with this one first. So maybe we can add it here in gold section, and then we will see for the company section as well.
okay, sounds good. So for the goal section, what were the things that you wanted us to have in the messaging? Like it was more so focused on Q4 hiring, and you wanted shorter messaging, stuff like that.
Yes, for Q4 hiring. So uh, to phrase it around the trigger, like I don't know, maybe some specific post or something they mentioned about hiring anywhere, or if
Mhm.
they're hiring right now. Shorter and urgency around Q4 and softer CTA. So instead of going towards meeting something more like, I don't know, worth exploring for your search or something like that for Q4, whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to put a quick prompt in. I'm gonna first position it saying, all right, awesome. Now we are going to go and start targeting the launch of the campaign. So just to give you a heads up, we're gonna work on the goal section and try and adjust the goal section to write emails in a way that we think is going to convert better. So below I've posted what we had previously as the goal for the campaign within my worker, that section. We need to change this up to account for a couple of other things. Um, if you're ready, then I will send off the adjustment ideas that we want to make. So I'm just gonna send this prompt in first, and then I'm gonna mention all the things that
Hmm.
you. Okay, so just so I recall correctly, you want it slightly shorter, focused on the Q4 hiring, and any other thing that's like a that
Like a
stands out.
trigger or a
Yeah.
signal, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, trigger or signal. Okay. So all right, these goals that you mentioned look great. What we're really focused on here and what we want when it's creating the emails is it's going to, we want it to focus on the Q4 hiring, and we also want it to be short and related to the triggers that would make them uh, be interested in actually hopping on a call with us. So that's what we're trying to do with this goal section when it creates the emails. You please create the best final uh, options and variants for the goal section. So the last one, I'm going to post this in. I'm just, I'm just going to post this in the bottom part of the
Hmm.
document here. It actually came up with some other ones before I just gave that prompt. So if you want to check them out, I'll give uh, these other old variants. So those are the old ones that it gave,
Hmm.
and then the ones that I'm about to
Before this
paste
prompt.
before that prompt. Yeah. So, and then here are the ones that it gave as the new ones.
Yeah, this is also good to test.
Yeah. So we got a lot of options here.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what would work better. For example, if it's like 500 growth audit worth of time or 3 consultation slots that are only left, like creating a little bit of a FOMO around it.
Yeah. It sounds like it could be kind of odd, but we could do like there are five or four or five emails associated with your account. That means you could test five at once. You could legitimately
Yeah.
just like take one
That's all.
approach and copy each one and
Yeah.
make every campaign identical except the goal section,
Yeah.
and then just see how it performs. That's another option if you just want to
Yeah.
test that. If you want to do the intermediary step of seeing how each uh, email actually looks with each goal, what you could do is um, turn off autopilot mode and turn on like one or two emails per campaign, and then it'll create those and save them into your drafts. And so then before you
Mhm.
like fully launch everything, then you can go in and yeah, basically look
Yeah.
through the email and then it's like, okay, this looks great. Or actually, I don't really like this. We can just slash this goal and then move on to
Yeah.
the other. So slightly more work, but that's another way to do it if you want it ahead of time, or you could just launch it and just go purely based off the data.
Yeah. But for these new ones, for final goal options, I think it aligns with both sides. So it's a mix of the things that I just mentioned, but also that free 500 plus consultation or whatever. So I think we can just go and test this one first.
Yeah, some of these are pretty good, like
Yeah.
the Q4, but then also, a few free $500 consultations reserved for agencies
Yeah.
like this for agencies this quarter. Like, all right,
Yeah.
dang, I kind of wish I was an agency so I could cash in on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do, I guess we'll test them out, the different kinds.
Yeah. Should we start with, for example, option one, Q4 urgency?
Yeah, that looks good.
So just like this.
Yes, yeah.
And that's it. Should we go to personas?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that at this point it would be create and proceed, and then we just go through, um, yeah, select persona. Oh, actually, real quick, yeah,
Mhm.
you could click on Smart Lead Search and then scroll to the bottom and click Save and Exit real quick after, yeah,
To not include, or yes.
yeah. That all looks great. Uh,
Okay.
we're gonna just save and exit out of the campaign so we can pause the other ones real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so on each one where it's active, you just hover over the green and then put stopped or complete.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Should
Yeah.
we just
Now
okay?
we can go back in. Yeah, I just wanted to put them on pause just in case.
Yeah. Right. So smart lead search.
Yep.
And there.
And then here we would just choose one email per campaign. So yeah, because we stopped the other ones, now you can select them.
Yeah.
Else it would have none of those would have been able to select.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we
Follow-up.
could just
Should we
do
add?
I think that here we would do yes, fully automated, and then if we want to A/B test, we could do like just pasting those messages you came up with as templates. But yeah, this is going to automate it based on the goal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go next here, and then uh, do you want to have it on like just auto, or do you want to actually read through each like
No,
the
it can go on auto. And then
okay,
I'll, what I did last time, I just checked in inbox and saw a couple of messages, and that was it, because I think they still
perfect.
can just go through
Yeah.
and not wait on me.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Okay.
Did we
And then
have this one? Oh,
yeah, we have to
oh,
track them just to get the data. It will slightly lower deliverability if we're worried about it, because I recall we started after week one instead of doing the 2 week waiting period.
yeah,
So the inbox, it might the inboxes might be getting lower deliverability. So maybe just for the time being this week, because normally we don't even start sending until 2 weeks
yeah,
of warm
yeah.
up. So this would, I think, normally be our
Second
what?
week, second,
Okay, yeah. So
third week. If we started with warm up like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, yeah. As soon as there's the okay, yeah. So I think for the daily email quota, just to be safe, maybe we put it on like 8 a day or something, like five
Mhm.
to 10, like eight, I think would be, or seven. Yeah,
Like,
just because the one thing is we are doing the sends every day, so
yeah,
it does increase. Like with some other people, when we're doing like the 20, that's like with a fully warmed up inbox is ready to go, and it's like 5 days a week or something. So I think seven a
yeah.
day will be good. And then we can track them just so we have the data, and then yeah, I think that this one's good to go.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
And then we would just turn that active, just like that. And then we can just duplicate and uh, yeah, duplicate and then change up the goal in the next one.
Oh, this is fast. So
Yeah.
I'll just put this in green so we know that we are testing this once,
Yeah.
just in case.
Oh, we put in. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. So now we're doing option two.
Trigger, yeah, 2 week. I don't know why he's saying like 48 hours.
Yeah, you
I
can
think it
edit it.
picked it
Yeah.
up from our website, but it wasn't 48 hours for the shortlist, but only for the AI rating that does it like in 5 minutes up to 48 hours.
Mm, yeah.
But never mind. I mean,
I
it's
actually remember when
what
we
it
were
is.
first talking about it, and I'm using the chat that we had used previously, so it
Yeah,
might have just like pulled it from one of those initial scans or something like that.
yeah, never mind. Not a big deal. This is all set.
Alrighty. Yeah, so that's what happens when it's connected to another campaign. It's like,
Mm-hmm. For this one, should we add a follow-up or just leave it again like this?
I think that we can leave it with one at a time. I'd be curious to see how
Mm-hmm.
that looks just from a pure, yeah,
This stays the same.
this looks great. Yeah. Look at all this work. We're doing the work of an entire sales team in
Yeah.
one quick call.
Yes. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So now we got two out.
Should we
Now,
do all of them with different triggers, right?
yeah, I mean, I think we might as well utilize all five inboxes. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, if at that point it's like five, so it's like 35 high quality that are getting delivered a day.
I just didn't change the names of the campaigns. it will be copy, copy, copy.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
But
it's like
never
we don't
mind.
really care. We'll just look at which one. It's
Yeah.
like, was it copy, copy, or copy, 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 copy that?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, copy, 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 copy was real good.
I hope we don't need to put it like that.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
take so much time to
We
say
can
it.
always change it later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab an
Mhm.
energy drink.
Is it again shake?
Also got to take my pills. Can't forget about that.
I was about to remind you and ask you if that's a protein shake again.
Oh, no, no. But so actually, this is other news that's happened since our last call. So I I was not feeling well. I was sick after I got back from the
Oh
trip.
my God. Yeah.
And so I ended up, and I used to do fasting, like intermittent fasting all the time, and
Hmm.
I stopped because it's not good for building muscle, and it's just harder to
Yeah.
maintain just because yeah. So I'd stopped for a while, but you get so many benefits from fasting, and I just was
Yeah.
in need of a system reset. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I drank only fluids the entire day before, and the day before that, mostly fluids, and then I did a 2 day fast after that. So it was like a 4 day period where it was like not
Yeah.
really intaking food. And I felt so much better afterwards. I did like the fast with the electrolytes, potassium and everything. And yeah, I feel way better now.
Yeah. That's
But
good to
but
hear
whenever I
because
tell
yeah.
people about my fasting, they get so worried. They're like, "Oh my God."
Why? But
I,
it's not like you have to reset your organism at some point. For
mhm.
example, the one thing that I did like that wasn't really good, I had my wisdom teeth pulled out like
Mm,
earlier, like January this year, and two more tooth from my jaw, and that first hurt like hell, and I was on heavy antibiotics and everything, and I took only like super natural juices to drink for 3 days on all the medication and everything, which is super crazy because
yeah,
you're taking heavy medication and you need some food so your stomach doesn't hurt and everything. And on top of my tooth and everything, I had pain in my stomach and everything, and I was like, for real, like, did I just do that? Like, as an adult who knows what's going on, I just did that, and it was crazy, but I managed to pull it off eventually, and it was super great for me in terms of cleansing and everything.
mhm,
But it was bad in terms of stomach ache and everything on that side. Eventually, it got a lot better, and then the second time I did that, it was a lot easier because I wasn't on medication or anything like that. It was super easy for me, and I was like, why didn't I do that the last time? I didn't have to rush it. I could have waited like a couple of days, but I didn't want to for whatever reason at that point.
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
also a brutal, as you know, like procedure, especially as an
Yeah.
adult too, just because you're not recovering as fast. Because when I was
Yeah.
a kid, it's so crazy. You're the only other person I've ever met who had, it sounds like what I did, where you have the wisdom teeth, but I had
Yes.
teeth underneath the bottom of my mouth. So they had
Oof.
to cut along my gum line and peel up
Yeah.
the bottom like floor of my mouth to grab these teeth out and then
Oh my
put it
God.
back down and reattach it. And so that was the surgery that like I was originally planned to do. And they said, "Oh, while you're under, we'll just take your wisdom teeth out because you're gonna have to get those out
Why
anyway."
not? Yeah.
So
Save
and
you.
but when you're so at this I was I was 13 years old. So I was really young when we did this.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid, you kind of just trust that, oh, this is, it's a procedure, they're professionals,
Yeah.
doctors. I didn't realize how serious of a surgery this was. And I just remember afterwards just being in so much, and your mouth is constantly bleeding, just
Yeah, yeah.
nonstop, just like crazy. But I loved it because I wasn't allowed to play video games normally throughout the day. But when I was recovering, my parents said, "Hey, as many video games as you want, just enjoy." Uh, so that actually made me
Yeah,
like look back at those times, like, it was kind of tough, but it was a pretty fun couple days.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It was worth it, the
yeah,
pain and everything.
yeah. It was
I
it
had
was
one,
crazy.
yeah, I had one question about this one. That's why I didn't want to move forward with email tone. Should we also test it out right now or leave it as a professional for
That's
now? And
a good
mhm.
question. Oh, sorry, were you saying something else when I cut you off? Or
No, no, that was it.
oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, if you want, we can test it out. If you just think that there might be some other like tones that
Yeah,
could land well, and maybe one of those tones has a uh, an approach to the messaging that maybe resonates more with like your target ICP.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's why I wanted to maybe change it because I think it's usually more conversational and every time I got a reply, whether it's email or DMs on LinkedIn, it was usually like super conversational.
yeah.
It has never been from my more professional approach, let's say. So
Hmm.
that only works more in the corporate world. From my personal experience, doesn't mean that it's like totally true for everyone, but usually either corporate world like VPs, directors, or managing directors, or something like that. But for the rest, not really. And especially for these agencies, they are usually like super young. Usually, it's also Gen Z side of things, and that's why I think it's more conversational tone that will probably work the best.
Yeah. Yeah, let's test them out. See how it works. Try some conversational, some humorous. You got a couple different options.
Yeah, humor is also work. I sent a couple of times just some gifs with
Yeah,
unicorns a
yeah.
couple of guys and they responded. They were
I,
like,
I need to get
yeah,
the GIF.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I got to get some like a gift portfolio.
yeah, definitely. All right. I think we can use one more from the older ones.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just find, yes. Let's do with slots. I like that one.
So yesterday I recorded my first podcast in a while, where I was
Oh,
hosting the
nice.
podcast. Um, because I'm not sure if I even shared it with you, but a while back I used to host the podcast for
Yeah,
Sazmining, and uh, it was super fun. Like I'm happy that I'm doing it again. It takes a little bit to coordinate and do everything and get the
yeah,
recording studio piece set up, but um, yeah, it feels good to do it again. I'm excited to start
yeah.
doing more podcasts.
Are they all live, like in the studio, right? It's not online podcast.
This one was online. There's like a Riverside like virtual studio,
Yeah,
so it makes it sound a lot
yeah, yeah. That's
more of a
fine.
professional production. And actually,
Yeah,
this is so bad, but it I like messed something up with the tech, so it didn't record in the entire conversation. It didn't record, but I was on stream, thankfully, so it recorded
yeah,
on stream. So I'm like, okay, we can work with that. But
yeah,
now I know my mistake, so next time I, it will be recording next time.
yeah. That's always with the tech and everything. You have to be careful and check and
Yeah.
set double things just to make sure that everything is set.
Hmm.
You see this copy, 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 copy. We have 4 copies.
Yeah. Well, as long as well, I guess
Yeah,
we're doing
that's
one
good.
per, so we know that we've got 5 A/B
Yeah,
tests all with the copies. In the future,
yeah,
maybe we can try like B1, 2, 3, 4, 5. but the
Yeah.
copy, 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 we just count the number of copies. So it works.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I think we're all set then. We'll kind of just
Yeah.
let it play out, see how it goes, and then, um, yeah, just keep it going.
Perfect.
Aren't these weekly calls
Perfect.
fun? These are great weekly
Yeah.
calls. We
Yeah. And
want you to sail
we
into
have
the
time to
weekend
catch
in
up.
a
Yeah.
good mood,
Yeah.
ready to rest, recharge, and then win the next week.
Exactly. Fully ready.
Fully ready. Awesome. Oh, also, I guess I'm talking to you and Joaquin here who edits these, but um, if Joaquin, so from the last call, I think we might have actually gotten some
Mhm.
clips that could be useful, but Joaquin,
Nice.
whenever, just it's a random idea that popped in my head, but whenever we're editing and like, let's say we're on a call with someone or whoever it might be, let's, if there are clips with them in it, then let's tag it somewhere so I can like send it over if maybe it would be useful for whoever I'm chatting with. Right now, we're not doing that, but I think that I should
Yes.
start should start doing that because then
Yes.
get content out of it.
Exactly. I think so. The same on our end.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we will look. We're innovating real time. This is how
Yeah.
innovating real time, also in front of 12 people. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And guys, if any 12 of you are interested in, I mean, you guys can see it here on the screen, but I mean, hiring solutions. Come on, guys, what are you doing? If you're growing your business and you're not working with JobsArt, then I don't know what you're doing. So,
Thanks for the promo there. But yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and we want to be a growth partner, so everything try and help you grow. Um, Seeing you guys grow and win, that's what we want to see. So, um,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's the most important thing.
that's the most important thing. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we can, uh, button it up there. Next week, do you want to
Yeah.
keep the our previous time or this time? This time actually works even better for me, but I know it might be later for you, so it might be harder.
Let's keep it at this time. Yeah, I don't usually do like any Friday night out or anything like that, so it's totally fine on my side. If I have something that is, I don't know, a birthday or something like that, then I can let you know so we can move it to earlier if possible. But for now, we can just keep it as is.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and I'm pretty flexible. So
Perfect.
yeah, just I'm flexible with the people we're working with. It's kind of crazy. It's a
Yeah,
completely different experience if we're not doing that. But yeah, flexible with to help you get to the goals, what you need, and make it happen. And yeah, hope you have a great weekend. This was fun.
you too. Same here, William. Thank you, and take some rest, and we'll catch up pretty soon.
Absolutely. Take care. Peace.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. So guys, we approached the stream a little differently today. Uh, we were running around trying to get things ready. We have our call with our clients, and at my worker, as you can see, we go above and beyond to help our clients win and succeed. So now we flipped it around. Now we're gonna do the news, and we're gonna go over the agenda for the day. So let's dive into it. Every stream, as you guys know, is incredible, but this one is another incredible stream that we got planned because there's just so much going on. It's like living, you're watching and participating potentially in a movie real time. And one other thing, if anyone in the actually, I'm gonna have to go into the chat from YouTube. I don't know what it is, but I used to be able to chat real time in Streamlabs and it would work perfectly. And now, for some reason, I can't see the chat. Oh, you know what? I might have just figured I might have just figured out the settings. Okay. I'm gonna test the chat. Testing the chat. Oh, okay, Stefan. There we go. It's working. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wow, Stefan getting the OG Stefan name. I mean, that is incredible. I'm jealous. Mine is very, very long. Um, okay, so now that we know that the chat's working, we can dive into what we got on the docket for today. So here's what we got: day 32, building a billion-dollar company in public here. So here's what I'll say. I'm going to read out the news hooks and then we're going to dive into the actual news. And obviously, we got a prompt GPT to find the best news for us. So, all right, we just kicked off the stream. So now let's dive into all of the research and everything on the news. We want to run through all of it live. And yeah, we need to put everything together in the best way possible. Let's get some interesting takes and analysis, potentially even predictions. Let's dive into all of that right now. And as ChatGPT's going into that, I'm gonna get you guys hyped up here on the news hooks. Okay, news hooks. Replit just raised $250 million for autonomous coding agents. This could change how devs work forever. I mean, guys, if you used Replit before, if you've been using Replit, you've seen how much better this has gotten. Well, I'm telling you, I'm excited to dive into that piece. But also, Altan Agentic App Builder. What's going on here? This startup builds apps from just your voice and text. No coding needed. I've never heard of these guys, but this is apparently what they do. So stay tuned. I'm excited to stay tuned and find out what's going on there. Okay. ASML and Mistral 1.3 billion euro deal. ASML just invested billions in Mistral AI. Europe is waking up in the chip race. Okay, so it's part of the chip race. Europe apparently seems to be waking up. Okay, Reflection AI valuation. A coding AI startup just hit a $5.5 billion valuation. How have I never heard of these guys? Why are investors betting so big? Maybe we can beat Japan. Maybe we can beat Japan. Okay. Stefan, I appreciate the engagement. You know, this is one of the benefits. If you subscribe and you turn on notifications and come in, you get to do this live. It's like you're part of this in a way. Okay, so Amazon Music AI playlists. Amazon just launched AI playlists that adapt weekly. They launched AI playlists that adapt weekly. Spotify better watch out. Okay. Yes, Stefan, thank you. Thank you for joining. Stefan's on the journey, guys. Are you gonna be left out? Or are you gonna join Stefan and I on this journey? That's the question here. Okay. So uh these are some of the things we might start doing later today. Time will tell. So data room build. This is something we're working on. We're going to be raising capital for my worker AI, and we're going to be raising venture capital. There's some interested investors. Before we kick off the round, got to get our ducks in a row. We went through the other stream. How do you build a top tier data room? 90% of founders get their data room wrong. Today, we're building ours right, if we get to it. And Sazmining secondary follow up. So yesterday, you saw me wheeling and dealing, calling people up. Well, right now I've got to send out the paperwork for $45,000 in deals that have been closed. So, going to be getting that. Need to got heard back from the lawyer. Uh, got all the paperwork ready. Paperwork is my least favorite part. Thankfully, we got a good game plan here. I'm literally looking at the email is right here from the lawyer, and it just outlines everything. I just need to. I might want to do that right, uh, right off the bat, just so I can get her everything she needs, get the people, the stuff to sign, and get the money in. So that is one of the things we're doing. Then we're hiring a CTO, guys, at My Worker AI. And yesterday we had 134 applicants. I'm looking at this page now. Now we have 138 applicants on LinkedIn alone. And we have a lot of great looking profiles, to be honest. So um, I'm excited to dive through that. It's going to be really figuring out how do we go from this big pool of great looking applicants down to who will eventually come on as really like the leader and general of the tech side of the product. So very important role. Um, Definitely got our work cut out for us there. And then finally, the admin sprint, right? So, but for on the CTO side, just want to say most founders hire CTOs wrong. This is the filter that we're going to use to find the right partner. But you will find out how we do this. And then finally, the admin sprint. So, uh, how do we stop sending dead end DMs? We'll show you the follow up that actually books meetings. You know, previously on our last podcast, we we had public company CEOs on, industry titans. I didn't know these people. I didn't run into them at conferences ahead of time. This is made from that cold outreach. So you'll get all the inside secrets on how we do that. That is what we are going to try and do. It's obviously going to be a action packed stream, action packed Friday, something that you guys normally would not ever get the behind the scenes on because most founders, builders would not want to be this open about everything. A lot happens behind closed doors. And at the end of the day, um, I've been advised at times not to share everything and be as open, but you know, where's the fun in that? We got Stefan here. I appreciate it. On a Friday night, being part of the journey. I mean, we can't leave Stefan hanging, guys. So let's let's dive into it and get to work. So before we dive into all those amazing things, we're going to finish, and I'm going to learn about what's going on in the news here. We got to stay informed. So Replit, $250 million round at a $3 billion valuation. So why does this matter? It's a vote of confidence that autonomous dev tooling is moving from demo to daily workflow. Investors are paying for time saved and for the single place where agents and human devs collaborate. Replit's doing pretty well on the surface. I'm sure that behind closed doors, there's always a lot going on. But for those of you who don't know what Replit does, it's an AI coding agent. You can chat and then it'll code. Just like how you can chat to GPT and it'll give you answers. You can chat on Replit and it'll help you build products. It's been amazing to see the improvements here. Uh, Without diving into all the details, I've used Replit a lot, power user, it's and I've seen the advancements of these AI coding agents. I think today they're still pretty limited in terms of deploying a useful end-to-end product that is reliable and can work. That said, I think that in the next 2 years, it's going to be unbelievable. So do with that what you will, but yeah, Replit's clearly got the vote of confidence from investors. On to Altan or Altan. Okay, so Altan has raised 2.5 million to build apps from voice and text with role-based agents. Why are we covering this? This is a $2.5 million. Uh, it's a $2.5 million pre-seed round. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, I'm late for a meeting. I completely lost track of time. Oh my god, dude, I'm so sorry. I completely lost track of time while I was on. Yeah. Yeah, I can absolutely hop on. Is it cool if I do it on stream, or would you want me to do it not on stream? I could also do it not on stream. Totally your call. Okay. You sure? No pressure if Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I will hop right in. Dude, it's crazy. I had a call this morning and I'm realizing that ran long. And so then when I moved into the next part, I didn't realize. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hopping in now. Peace. All right. We are running a little late to a call, but yeah, we're gonna hop in right now. So as a heads up, this guy's a beast. He's awesome. He used to be a VC. Now he's head of partnerships at this company that we're about to see a demo for. And I think they raised like $100 million or something. Um, so yeah, I'm going to meet a couple of people from his team.
They have
Recording in
ICP
progress.
overlap dynamics, so he's also interested in,
Hey,
potential.
Will.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Happy Friday, dude.
Hey.
Happy Friday. Yeah, thank you for giving me the call. I was mentioning it's like the worst first impression to make on the rest of the guys on the team
No, dude, you're
running
good.
late, but yeah, I'm on stream at the moment and schedules got pushed back, so I kind of didn't realize what time it was. So
No,
thanks
all
for
good.
calling, man.
Yeah, yeah, no, no worries at all, man. No worries at all. But yeah, no, dude, wanted to introduce you to Nico and Lau. So Nico is one of our product whizzes. And then Lau is our solutions engineer. So we've got the full squad here in terms of, being able to, block and tackle on anything in terms of, how best, to help you leverage the platform and all of that good stuff. I passed along the notes from our last call. Again, thank you for staying on with me through how long were we on for? Like an hour 15 or something like
Dude,
that?
whenever we're on, I feel like time flies. We just have a good time. So yeah, I mean, we definitely went over, but yeah, it was good, and yeah, we covered a lot for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was a proper discovery call for sure.
Yeah.
Love it, man. But yeah, and then Lau, Nico, you want to give him, I guess, a little context on you guys, and then if helpful, Will can maybe do a little concise, and then we can just kind of dive right into demo portion. Lau, yeah, any direction or place y'all want to take it. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, Chris, for that. Will, it's great to meet you. You can call me Nico. I'm based in Buenos Aires, Lau as well, in Argentina. And yeah, we've been at the company from like since 2 years already with Lau. And yeah, I just wanted to, Chris told me a little bit more about the meeting that you had. And I just wanted to, double check on that. I know that you guys talk about support, and I already checked your product, Will. AI SDRs. I also saw that you're also going to be having, an AI voice. Um, 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 is it a seller? It's not seller, the right word that I'm looking for. It's like it's also not an assistant. It's like a um, phone caller, right? It's like an AI SDR voice SDR. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's an easy way to think about it. We've actually been doing some like customer testing. Like we're actively in that phase of doing feedback and running cycles and doing MVP feedback training, but it's almost turned into like a live avatar that knows everything about your product and your target customer, and then can help assist and get sales across the finish line or deal with, you know, like that type of like part of the sales process, if that makes sense.
Right, right. Awesome, awesome. There also we used to have a client that was doing something similar in Latin America. The guys were from Colombia, I think. The company is called Yumeru. And they also do something very similar to what you're doing. It's a very interesting space because the conversion rates that they end up having are crazy, are really good.
Yeah.
We even discussed it at some point, but we have like 30 people team SDR in Buenos Aires.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the
but
big
yeah,
thing with it is it's a really cool product and you can roll it out kind of in phase. This is based on like a ton of, of research from like the team of interns. Like this was their whole project. And the thing we've noticed is there's actually a way that you could roll it out fairly cheaply with without having the live avatar, but just in terms of the cost of comp, like basically all the tools on the market right now, it's not economically feasible to be at the level it needs to be for like a live interactive avatar. But I think
mhm.
that with all the compute. that's coming online in the next 2 years and having like 10x the capabilities, something like that could actually become economically feasible. That's my current like take on it. Maybe I'm
Absolutely.
going into too many details, but yeah. Anyway, I think you got a good understanding of the product. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so, and now thinking a little bit more about how we can work together. Chris told me a little bit more about, using Deborah for support, right? Because, as, you start rolling out these agents, people are going to have questions. They're going to, they're going to have to be onboarded and they're going to ask, hey, listen, the AI is hallucinating or the AI is not working and whatnot. So this idea of, using a support platform for your customers so that you can gather early feedback. I know that you discussed that a little bit, so I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think right now, just taking a broader look at the business at my worker AI, we're at a point where we've got a lot of optionality and there's a lot of potential of like which way to go. And um, yeah, I guess the big piece for us is we just want to make sure that we like know what we're getting into and like investing that time in the right way. And I think that like as Chris probably mentioned, like this is the area where I know it's going to be very important for us to make that decision and kind of been like hesitant on like making the full dive as of like this point in time, but I know that it's something I need to do and it's starting to play out in terms of just trying to figure out how to stay on top of everything as we continue to
Mhm.
grow and scale. And in terms of like just give you the full picture roadmap of how we're looking at things, I'm actively going through the interview process. A lot of applicants to go through for the CTO role, which I think
Mm.
was part of that recording. And
Yeah.
then we're very soon going to be going through a financing round, like shortly after. We're
Mhm.
going to try and bring on some investment capital and then really place those like those generals and leaders of different parts of the org to help scale. So from a high level perspective, I think that this is actually coming in at a pretty good time because we've got the customer need, about to have some more financing, and yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And well,
Awesome.
remind me again, what are you looking to go after in terms of like, funding amount for this next round? And was it you've raised like in the like mid hundreds of thousands, or is it closer to a million to date?
650.
650, that's what, okay, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, and sorry, Nico, I forgot to ask him this on the last one, but yeah, curious in terms of potentially plugging you in with some, VCs, angels, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that would be super helpful. Yesterday I was going like deep into like how much is going to be needed on the data room, and I'm
Mhm.
like, damn, I got my work cut out for me, but I'm just gonna
You
try
need
and
help
like
there
grind
too.
through it.
Like
Oh,
just in
really?
terms of how to navigate. I mean, dude, that was literally my, when I was, on boards of early stage companies, like helping them figure out, just how to position the data room dynamics, let alone like my financial background. Yeah, if you need to use me as a sounding board, on, your projections or how to position or organize the data room, I was literally in my job.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you know like how much it, and so imagine like looking at that like not having that background, you're like, oh, fuck, this is a lot
Yeah,
to do. Yeah.
for sure. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Nico. Just wanted to, yeah.
Sure, no worries. Congrats, by the way, on raising capital already. You already raised that 650. Did I hear correctly?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was also put in by me, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Ah,
but I did raise from some angels. So it's like,
Yeah.
but I do appreciate the congrats on like, putting in the capital.
Closing capital is no
Yeah.
matter the amount, let alone in the six figures, is no easy feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I think it's almost like harder in many ways because it's like you're doing so many small checks. So it's not like you just get like one deal and it's like, all right, like you just got like a $2 million check or something. It's like, no, it's like you're grinding for like 25, 50K checks. And it's like at the end of the day, you still have to get like that person across the finish line, but
Mhm.
you just don't have any like traction at that point. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love it.
yeah. All right. So I just because we're already 15 minutes in, I don't want you to go away from this call without seeing the product as well.
yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. We can either focus the demo into things, Will, and you let me know what you think it's best. Because based on what you told me, there's room for using the Rev as a support system, and you have it set up early before you have a big flow of customers, just you can solve that problem of tomorrow today, right? Or we can also focus it on maybe an aspect that your CTO would be more interested in, which is, doing sprints, doing product management, planning out the product on DevRev, right? Um, and I think that that would be like a use case that you have closer in time. So we can focus the demo in either of those two areas. I don't know which one would you like.
Yeah, how about we do the customer support side, just because the CTO side, I think wouldn't want you to have to like repeat yourself at different points. So
Yeah.
customer
All right.
support, I'll be able to move more quickly on.
Sweet.
Awesome. Perfect. Great. All right. Then off to you, Lau.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Nico, Chris, for the introduction. Hi, well, nice to meet you. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and the idea, like we just said, is to go over a bit of the support motions through DevRep, both on the end user side of things and how it's going to be looking like from a management perspective for you as well. So I'm sharing my screen now. You should be able to see it. And what we're seeing here, this is not going to be DevRep yet, not the full version of DevRep at least. So we're seeing a fake website company we've set up called Maple Software, right? So this is going to be the point of view of a user, of one of your end users accessing support channels through DevRep, basically, in the form of a web application, right? So we're thinking of this basically as Maple Software is going to be a financial type of company, right? So they're going to be processing payments for people and doing any help in the financial world, basically. So the story goes that people are going to be using the app, obviously. At some point or another, they're going to be encountering a situation in which they need help in the sense of either reporting a problem or being guided through an issue or just plainly looking for information or documentation around Maple software, right? The idea then in which how DevRep comes into play to this Maple software dashboard is through this little interface that I just opened here, which is going to be functioning basically as a sort of a mini version of a help center. So people here can either get information in a couple of different ways. They can go straight to the articles and look for example, information around payments in this case. So just by typing a word in this case or a question, this is going to trigger in the first instance a very short and digestible answer by AI that is using information coming from the documents and articles we have on Maple software that are also suggested around here, right? So if I want to know about how Maple does payment processing, for example, I can get the answer from AI, very digestible short version, or I can go to the full version, which is going to be a longer article that I can go through at my own pace, right? So this is just the process of not interacting with anyone yet. So not a human, not a specific AI agent, but just getting information around what's going to be the Maple software company. So the other option people have in getting support and how we help deflect support, besides just the searching for articles, is going to be the chat interactions, in which, like I said, it's going to be either a human or one of our agents stepping in to help with this type of questions, right? So a question could be something like, how can I handle payments? So the idea is the user, contrary to any other chat tools, more traditional chat tools, they're not going to be following a set of preset buttons, for example. We want to give them full freedom into typing what they're thinking, whether it be a question or if it's going to be presenting a situation that they need help with, right? So they're asking a question about handling payments. The agent understands the question, is able to map it to a specific piece of knowledge that he has, and is able to provide a response on how to handle payments. The other side of the coin, instead of just handling the basic L1 to L2 levels of support type of questions where they have a problem, we know the solution based on an article, we send the solution right away. Those are very basic examples, right? The agents in DevRep are not only able to handle those type of interactions, but they can also guide users through deeper or more complex processes that may involve information that DevRep doesn't really have access to. So if we think about the example of Maple software here, they are processing payments or transactions for people, right? From my point of view as a user, I can see my recent transactions. available currencies and other different types of data. But I can also see that if I'm managing the transactions, some of them are going to be failing right away. And I don't see any tooltip. I have no way of knowing why these are failing. There may be no articles explaining these specific transactions. There may be something around transactions may fail because of XYZ reasons, but those may not apply to me directly. So typically, I want to talk to someone who has access to my account, for example, so they can check the specific logs for the transactions, and is way more of an expert around the processes of Maple software in this case. But through DevRep, that same interaction can happen straight in the same chat box that we have, more on the agentic AI conversational side of things, right? So if I'm a user and I'm asking why are my last transactions failing, pretty simple question, right? But DevRep doesn't host any transactional information. We're going to be the solution for support channels, conversations, and support management as a whole, but we don't have any access into transactions or any databases outside of that in our software. But we are able to equip the agents, for example, with enough skills to be able to connect to an endpoint of a database, in which case is hosting the transactions for Maple, and is able to use that information to analyze the situation based on the question and provide an answer. So in the case of me as a user of Maple, some transactions are failing because of different reasons, like not enough funds on one side of the transaction. But more specifically, these ones that I'm seeing here last are failing because I'm trying to process transactions in euros, right? And this is not an available currency under my payment plan or under my user settings, for example, but I'm given a precise answer that is based on my actual information because the agent is able to hit an endpoint in a database and get that, link it to my, for example, information about me as a user inside of the Maple application, through authentication methods and so on, but it's able to provide an answer and can even prompt me to either raise this so a human can take a look at it through a ticket, or it can enable the currency on its own based on my request as well. So it's also able to interact with the Maple software application in this case by sending a request so it can enable a specific currency, in this case euros, and it solves my situation as a customer, right? Do you have any questions, any thoughts on this whole interaction, Will?
Yeah, we're actually, and thank you for running through that. My mind's going to how is it running in the background in terms of like what is the process like to spin up and get the agent like running, like to put uh, a chat on different pages and make sure that it's pulling and connecting data to the right places and everything, getting that set up for the product.
So in the case of the chat, the interface, this is less than 10 lines of code. In this case, that can either be embedded to the web application through different technologies like React, for example, or it can be embedded into other types of application like a mobile one through or different SDKs, right? So it's a very almost no code process of implementing this into an application. Now, for the case of agents, that is something that we're going to be taking care for you during onboarding and implementation, right? We can go a bit deeper into how we create agents and how we manage them inside of DevRep. They are also going to be, in virtually all cases, no-code solutions. Does that make sense?
I see. Okay. So if so for example, I'm forgetting some of the names, but let's say that you take a company that has like a chatbot like widget or something that it's like you kind of like drag it and then maybe you pipe in like some data sources or knowledge bases to it within the portal to spin one up. Uh, would the equivalent here be we would um, like connect with you guys and like give you the data sources that are related to that particular page? Or I guess what would that workflow be like to launch a support agent?
It would be a bit of a combination of both, right? It really depends on how you want to go about it and how you want to manage it. Typically, the way we do it is we ingest the information that a company wants us to use, either for external end user facing features like this one, or for any internal use as well, right? So I'd say the answer is it depends. on how simple, how complex you want to make it. But it would involve, like I said, the implementation of the interface into the application, for example, and then a bit of the training that is going to be done more automatically for the agents.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Do you have any other questions on this side?
Well, I guess what would be the did we go through all the features or functionality that you want to go through, or was there anything
Just
else on this particular side?
No, so this is just for the point of view of your end user. This
Mhm.
is going to be mostly it. Then we go into the backend of DevRev to see how it's going to look like for you managing all this.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. But yeah, if I go to now what is going to be the actual DevRev platform or ecosystem, as we like to call it, this is where we start to see how we manage these support interactions and how they're going to be linked to other sources of information, right? So I'm seeing the inbox here, which is where all of these chat communications, emails or Slack channels, they're all going to be um, converging into the same inbox. So we see all of the different communication channels we have and who we're having conversations with and what is happening in the actual conversations, right? So if I take an example here, we'll see a message coming here from Emma that this is going to be one of our users who, through authentication methods and so on, they're going to be tied to a specific account or profile, right? So we know who Emma is going to be, and she belongs to a company called Green Energy Solutions, for example. So in this information, I'm going to search for the account here. Information coming from external source or an external CRM, for example, like HubSpot or other sources, right? So we're tracking the information, we're importing the information from those places into DevRep, but now we're connecting any ticketing information or any conversations or chats information to this specific account, right? So we're starting to build a profile of how a company or a specific user is interacting with our support channels mainly. But the idea is at Debra, we do kind of a different thing in terms of support communications. So because we have the agents that are able to handle a large percentage of these situations or these interactions, we make a difference between what is a conversation, what is a simple chat interaction, like the one we're seeing here, and what is going to be an actual full-blown ticket, a more traditional ticket, right? So the idea is the conversation or the chat is going to be mainly for L1 to L2 levels of support. And then we have the escalated version of it, which is going to be the support ticket, in which we, seems I have a little problem here, in which we're going to be encountering more of the traditional ticket object, right? So it seems I'm having a bit of an unstable connection. I'm seeing this Zoom message here. But the idea is basically the ticket is going to be functioning, like I said, the escalated version of the object, right? And what we're going to be seeing is more keeping track of more fields. They're going to be the typical way of thinking about them, or attributes as we call them, but keeping track of specifically who is taking ownership of this in terms of our support agents, what severity this is, what stages of completion this is going to be going through, for example, and what parts of the product they're going to belong to. But we also see relationships into how other agents outside of the messages to the customer, they're going to be sending messages in the internal discussions aimed for us, the employees, using DevRep, right? So agents helping in to classify the tickets or perform all types of automations, for example, being able to route the tickets and perform any other actions that me as a human can take inside the platform could be automated to help with be more efficient and be faster, basically. Do you have any questions, any thoughts so far?
Yeah. So thank you for running through all this. So just to piece it together, I saw the user interface. All the discussions are here kind of in this inbox section. You can have it classified between different teammates that will be able to see or be assigned to different discussions if it gets escalated to the point where a human goes into the conversation. And this is kind of like your one-stop management of the inbox and tickets.
Exactly. Yeah. So far, this is only for the inbox itself. So for the chats and conversations, What I did was I opened a ticket from this screen, but it didn't fully go into the actual ticketing list, the ticketing system, right? Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. So this is the inbox of everything, but haven't gone into the ticketing system. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We can take a quick look into how that looks like as well, just for managing this escalated version of the support communications. But the idea is the tickets are going to be handled in a different screen than the inbox, right? Makes sense because they're going to be these escalated items, but they're still going to have a relationship to the conversations that kickstarted the whole thing that we see here, right? And we're able to do a bunch of different things with the ticketing list in the sense of what type of information we want to see exactly. We may want to see information from specific timelines or dates in this case, so we can start to add filters to make this as specific, as customizable as we want to. We may want to use a specific timeline for a specific agent dealing with a specific problem, for example. And this is what the filters are going to allow us to do as well, right? We may want to build the information, for example, on an ownership basis. So you can take a look at who is assigned to what amount of tickets, how is their workload balance doing, for example, and how things are looking like from an ownership perspective. Since we're also keeping track from the tickets themselves into what parts of the product they're going to be impacting, for example, we can understand which amount of tickets, for example, are related to the rewards feature that Maple is keeping track of versus the payment feature, for example, of what this is going to be looking like. And just as a short preview on this, we are keeping track of different parts of the product, how tickets, both external, so the customer tickets and how any internal tickets are going to be being related and being tracked in a specific object that we call a part, which is going to be a feature in this case regarding the pay feature of Maple. So we're having different ways of consuming and digesting the support information that we have on here. Do you have any questions on this? Any on the technical list or any thoughts so far?
Yeah, actually, so in terms of the ticket generation, I'm just trying to think through it from a user perspective. So let's say that you had a user who is using the product and they're having a challenge with their their experience where they're seeing an X somewhere they're not understanding and they chat into the portal. Does that create a ticket automatically, or like what's that process of like what gets created as a ticket and how does that all get routed to, you know, all the people that, for example, you can see it's routed to different people right now?
So it can be set up so it's done automatically, or it can be manual, depending on how you want to go about it, right? The idea is most object creation within DevRev, so ticket creation and the fields and everything that accompanies a ticket could be also an automated process. It really depends. So as a support agent, we could raise tickets for the user, for example, or we could have the users actually create the tickets themselves through a support portal, or they can go through it on chat interactions as well, for example. So going back to the example of Maple, we have this example of a person clicking on the reports button, but the reports button is not going to work, right? It's going to be broken. So an experience for the user could be my reports dashboard is not working, for example. So they're just sending a message, right? Sending a chat, which could also be an email or could be a message on a Slack channel, but they're just reporting that something is not working. So we could have this automated in the sense that we have an agent taking a look at the inbox in this case, recognizing when a person is reporting a problem that cannot really be solved by documentation. And since this is critical from a user standpoint of not being able to use a part of the product, then what we do is we create the ticket automatically for them, right? So the user gets access, gets some transparency into how the ticket was created and what details we're sharing with the user. But for us, what this is going to be looking like is a ticket being created from these same messages and the agents stepping into what's going to be happening as well, providing more information and like we saw before, automating most of the manual aspects of triaging and classifying what we're seeing, right? Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And so that's automatically recognizing and set up once the system's in place. Um, so yeah, once it gets rolled out, it'll just automatically be able to tell when something is reported as like an incident that needs to
Mhm.
be seen as a bug, or I guess how is it doing that?
So it's based on how we set up the agent in this case, and what we equip the agent in terms of what we want them to do with the system in this case, with the Java application, right? So I'm gonna do a quick detours so I can visually show you what I mean, because it may sound like a lot of gibberish if I just say how the agents work and how AI works. But the idea is an agent instead of DevRep is going to be made up of three specific things. These are all going to be fully customizable as well. The main thing is going to be the prompt or the instructions that we're going to give the agent, in which we tell them this is the tone you're going to use, this is the format, these are the situations that you may encounter. So, for example, handling currency queries or handling feature requests or problems being reported. These are the typical scenarios you're going to be going through and what you're going to be doing with them, right? Just a bit of prompt engineering for this. Now, the other sides of the equation are going to be the knowledge is going to have access to. So what part of the DevRep architecture of this account in terms of the objects, accounts, tickets, issues, dashboards, or data sets they're going to be accessing, for example, so they can power their own responses back to the user. And the other side is what skills and tools they're going to have from the platform so they can perform these actions, right? So skills like being able to route a conversation to a human, to create a ticket, for example, to mark a conversation as closed, and other types of events or activities inside of the platform are things that we can use to power the agent and to basically have some sort of automation or a workflow in the traditional structure sense, but now under the more of an intelligent lens onto the use of AI in this sense. Does this make sense? What did I show you how agents are built and managed?
Yeah, that makes sense. So you basically are having, I understand the instructions and the knowledge side. Could you real quick go back to the skills and tooling? Is that just like an automation of like, okay, when to put to a human, when to do X, Y, or Z, something like that?
Yeah, we can take a look at how one looks like in full. The idea is these automations or skills are going to be what we call a workflows in this case, right? So what it looks like is, like I said before, we're able to keep track of and use any event or activity inside of JavaFrame. And what I mean by that is if a conversation is created, that is an event. If a conversation is updated or if a new message is sent, that is also an event, right? So what we can do with those is use those bits of information so we can take action or set defined flows for the agent, for example, so that when a conversation is going to be created, depending on the user and if they belong to a specific set of conditions, for example, we're going to be assigning them to a specific group of support agents, right? So anything you can think of that you are going to be able to do as a human with the platform. So routing, adding a person as an owner, changing a stage, sending a message, virtually any action you can take are things that we can use as the data points for automations, which can then later be used by the agents. Make sense?
That makes sense. Also, um, I realized that I'm interviewing someone in 4 minutes, so just wanted to give you the heads up.
No problem.
I almost forgot, and then I would have had the exact same experience that we had here. So, um, yeah, I just realized that time's flying, dude. You're doing a good job walking through it, so I'm very interested.
Thank you, Will. But yeah,
Awesome.
no, for time purposes, I think we can keep it short today and just hear your feedback or anything. Nico, I think wanted to say something as well. But yeah,
Yeah, thank you so much, Lau, for the meeting. And sorry, Will, we were over time. I know that you have to leave in like 3 minutes. Um, what do you think our next step should be? I mean, do you like the platform? Do you see yourself using this at this stage? What do you think?
Yeah, So initial thoughts, the big thing that comes to mind is one, I think that this is like at the end of the day, in terms of scaling our organization, I think that we're going to need tools that have the building blocks to be scalable and get better as AI gets better. And in this customer support role, I think that one is like that context, knowledge base, the skills, all of those things are important. The big question then becomes like the reliability of it, like like how reliable like the system is to work, and then on top of that, just like the setup and management of it, because it's a whole new tool. There's a lot there, and it's one of those things that I'm sure that once someone becomes an expert, it becomes intuitive and faster. But someone coming in fresh, it definitely is a lot to take in all at once. But I can see the value of something like this from an end user perspective once it gets up and running. So the initial question just becomes, what does that actually look like from like implementation, usage, and ongoing management perspective, and ongoing support perspective, and then you know that's the initial piece, and then just understanding how you guys traditionally work with like companies or early stage companies and how that relationship evolves. All of those things, I think, we can. They're all big topics to dive into in another time, but that's the initial reaction.
Yeah, and Nico, I gave Will context on like the startups program, dynamics as well, just for yeah.
All right, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I mean, just to give you some additional context, Will, you do work. We work with startups with an onboarding specialist. We meet with them, on a weekly basis until everything is set up. We take on the labor of, creating the AI agents, configuring the account, making sure that everything is running, and we also provide you with Dev Review, which is an e-learning platform where you're always, the idea is it's part of the onboarding process. The idea is that you can do a 40-minute course on the basics of DevRev. This is all to help with the fluency on the platform, right? And so that there's as less friction as possible. And there's a lot of change management usually going on whenever you're getting a new tool or switching. And we try to diminish all of that by taking on us the burden of configuring the account and making everything run smoothly. And yeah, and so then the rest that is there is to do is just become fluent in DevRev, and that just comes with practice on your day to day as well. So the process becomes very organic in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think very good that you help with take that on, because that does make it a, a exponentially more compelling, like like more feasible. Yeah, more
Yeah.
feasible is probably the best way to put it.
Oh yeah, and Will, no, you have to run. Nico, what do you think? Should we grab some time to kind of hop back on as an extension of this, and during that we can answer, any final questions Will has, maybe, I don't know, take them through some other aspects and then pin down tangible next steps in terms of, Will, if you obviously want to lean in within the context of the program, we can get set up in terms of the implementation and the onboarding. You'd obviously be eligible to leverage the credits and all that, as I mentioned. But yeah, Nico, what do you think?
We can always do another session to dive deeper into the program, or we can do another session of onboarding if you make
We
yours
can
quick.
also jump right into on like
Yeah,
slash onboarding, just to cut down degrees of
yeah,
separation.
we can always do that. I don't know, Will, how do you feel with that? But yeah, which one would you like? Like we can do a second demo. We can already do like an onboarding meeting. Not so that you start using the product right now, but to start exploring, your specific use case on how you can actually use it and whatnot. What makes sense? What makes better sense for you?
Yeah, how about what we can do? And Chris, there's a number of things. I know that I still have to get you some information, and
All good.
yeah, so
Yeah, and
yeah.
we can, and also I'm available later today, early next week. I actually also am going to be in LA next week. We'll
Oh,
talk on
awesome.
WhatsApp,
Yeah.
but yeah, we can figure
Yeah.
all that out. Yeah,
So I think like both going in parallel, I think we'll be staying in touch, but I think that it makes sense for us to set up another session here going through this. And I mean, in terms of like actually just making the most of that time, I know we went through the platform. I think I have an understanding of like how it works. And so in the next session, maybe we could try and segment it where we have like a short amount of time just going through maybe like just the high level stuff that you guys think, because I know we went through the customer support side. We didn't talk too much about the capabilities outside of like this scope. So just understanding
Mm,
that, and I just want to make sure I understand every part of the ecosystem there. I have a couple questions that we can dive into around that, and then it seems like the next step here would be trying to move into the onboarding piece there. I just want to make sure that I understand the full scope of everything before like fully going there. But the intention would be like, hey, we can just cover that stuff real quick, and then for the other part of the call, try and move into the onboarding. So just like final questions, and then we can plan to try and do that.
Okay, cool. So kind of
absolutely.
kind of
Yeah,
combine it, and we'll play it by ear at the beginning, but the idea would be to combine. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
absolutely. Sounds great. Okay, so do you think that for our next session this Tuesday at the same time as today work?
Let's go with yeah, let's do that. And
Tuesday,
I'm
same time.
realizing I'm running a couple minutes late, so I'm gonna
No,
jump into
yeah,
this other one.
Yeah, yeah,
jump.
yeah.
We'll
Go
we'll
ahead,
send
jump,
a we'll
jump.
send
Yeah.
the calendar.
I'll
Yeah,
catch you
yeah,
guys later. Thank you so much, and
yeah. Of
always
course,
a
dude.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Peace.
yeah,
All
yeah. And
right,
I'll hit
see
you
you.
over
Will. Thank you.
WhatsApp.
All right. Hey, sorry guys. I was in a call that ran a little long.
Hi, William. No worries, no worries.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great, great. Thank you for asking. How about you? How's your day so far?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's been action packed for sure.
Well, yeah. It's it's the weekend. It's almost the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, what time is it over there for you?
3:49 a.m.
3:49 a.m. Okay. Are you used to working like what hours are you normally used to working?
I used to work in graveyard before, so I'm kind of used to it. So I've been working in graveyard for like 14 years.
Okay. Wow.
I like I like working in graveyard. It's much quiet. It's quieter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess to kick things off, would love to hear more about what you and Jonah have been talking about and kind of the background that you're coming into the call with, and then yeah, we can take it from there. Keep it pretty casual.
Sure. Would you like me to give you the most recent roles that I have?
Um, yeah, well, we can definitely dive into the roles as well. Just understanding, I guess, initially what has been shared with you about the role um, and the position today, and then kind of just initial thoughts.
Mm. So, based on the understanding that I have with the job description, it's more of like creating pipelines using HubSpot and more on like social media marketing with influencers, connecting with using Instagram, um, LinkedIn, and Meta. Is that right? Based on the understanding or
I think maybe the
like
Wi-Fi cut for a second. Can
oh, sorry. Did you hear me or no?
um, I heard the first part. I'm not sure if it cut out at the end. Yeah, maybe just
Oh, sorry.
start from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Based on the job description that I got, I do have here. Based on my understanding, it's more of managing pipelines, creating pipelines, social media marketing, and managing using Instagram, LinkedIn, connecting with influencers and content creators.
Yeah, and
Sorry, and also and collaborating with them as well.
Yeah. Is it so would you say that it's similar to any roles that you've done in the past?
I'll be perfectly honest, William. This is to study social media marketing by taking up some courses in Udemy, utilizing AI tools to search and study social media marketing and making sure that I know most of the, well, not really most, because I haven't had a chance to practice it, but I've studied the basics of social media marketing. I wanted to be perfectly honest with you, but um I do have experience when it comes to automation and managing pipelines since I've been working with Notion, Zapier, and Go High Level.
Okay. So you've done the automation side before. Okay. I see. Um, okay. So on the automation side, how would you approach setting up the automations here based on the role and everything?
We're gonna be using HubSpot, right?
Yes.
So okay. So first is I wanted to be creating stages like um creator partnership funnels, um podcast funnels, influencer relationship funnels, and also we have to have custom fields to track them, like what's the source, what's the guest type or the creator type, the last touch date, the next steps that we will be using, and if there's a due date, um, notes, of course, um, collaboration links or URL links, and then also make sure to do task reminders. It may be email follow-ups or cold call email or cold calling follow-up to make sure uh, alerts for overdue tasks. It may be Slack or email depending on what we will be using. Pipeline dashboards, and of course, Rev Ops reports.
Okay. And in building and managing those, how long a day do you think it would take you to like how long do you think it would take you to set up all of those different pipelines and then on an ongoing basis managing all the back and forth messaging and keeping the pipeline and HubSpot up to date? How much time do you think that would take?
Um, because creating the pipeline, it's easy because you just have to lay it out. Creating it is just laying it out. For me, the most or what challenged me most is the testing part and make sure that once we go live, it won't have any problem. But that's easy. That's one of the easy part as well. Maybe I'll probably if given the chance, maybe around the pipelines itself. Since we have to organize it using a lot of social media platforms, I think we need at least a week or two or three building the pipelines, laying it out. We have to test it as well.
Okay.
Plus, since I will also manage some of your collaborations as well.
Yeah. And from the messaging standpoint, you mentioned that have you done any, I guess, how would you approach the messaging side in terms of like those booking funnels and those different areas?
Well, we can do you, what kind of messaging do you use for communication? Like texts, WhatsApp?
Well, right
Or
now, I'm on every communication channel pretty much. If you name one, I have one.
well, if it's gonna be internal, I would suggest Slack. Like if you need if you need to if something needs to be followed up for you, then it can be Slack. Since Slack will notify you right away that hey, someone messaged you.
Oh,
So
I guess
also,
I meant more so in terms of how would you approach messaging and running the funnels with the people that we're going to be contacting to bring onto the podcast, for example, or
um,
these different areas.
we can send a text message if we have the leads. We can send emails. We can automate emails. What else? If we have the leads, if we have the connections, we can send emails, um, messages through. Well, I haven't had a chance to explore HubSpot yet, but I will later since I've been using Go High Level. I believe we can also send a message through Meta and Instagram using HubSpot.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I see that we're running up on time as well. Do you have any final questions for me before we sign off in the last minute?
Um, well, if you will hire me, I am excited to make your life easier. Actually,
Sounds good. Yeah, I appreciate it. Right now, we're going through the interview process and um, yeah, just having a lot of conversations at this point in time. So we'll see how the process plays out.
yep, I appreciate that, William. I'll look forward to get hearing from you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so let's see here. What else do we have? We were going through the news. I think that's what we'll do next. Um, okay, we're gonna finish the news. Then we got these other areas that we have to dive into. Got a lot of follow-ups. And I think we're gonna have to open up another funnel or approach to finding an assistant or a VA. One of my buddies that I was just speaking with, I was on his podcast a couple of days ago. He's been doing and actually getting some really good interns. And that might be the opportunity is try and coach someone up. Try and coach someone up and invest in uh, invest in training someone. Oh, Stefan's back. How's it going? um, yeah, that might be the best approach. The VAs I've been getting that we've been getting sourced, at least by this one company, have not been up to um, the quality that we need. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this news up for a second. I will be right back. Gonna have to run to the bathroom. Let's load it up.
Making drugs dealers, but my nigga ain't gon' be the shit. Sit to me, we shout it,
Do I have a what? Okay. We're back. Just clearing off the desk a little bit. Sorry for the wait. Hopefully you enjoyed the music. It's kind of catchy. Okay, we're back. We're going to finish out this news segment, and then we're going to dive into that agenda that we put out for some work. So when Chris called, we were going through the 1.3 billion euro, 11% stake in Europe's chip, what is it, into Mistral AI. So ASML invested 1.3 bill. So what are some of these? Why does this matter? So it links compute manufacturing with frontier models. So it's a sovereignty play to reduce US hyperscaler dependence. So here's a prediction. Over the next 12 to 18 months, watch for EU reference deployments in health, gov, and telco that mandate EU hosted Mistral variants, plus incentives for on-prem inference. So what that means in simple language is they're trying to become less reliant on the US, have more local supply chains for these chips, basically. Okay, reflection AI. Okay, so they're raising about $1 billion at a $5.5 billion valuation for agentic code automation tech. Someone said, "What's up in the chat? How's it going, Bozo?" And guys, I'm not insulting him. His name is Bozo. Okay, so just wanted to give you the heads up. Yeah, so raising at a $5.5 billion valuation for agentic code automation tech. So a lot of AI coding agents are getting a lot of money, it looks like. So it looks like that this company, Reflection AI, is going hard on enterprise controls and government agent actions to win Fortune 100 clients. Okay, so investors going big on agentic AI. All right, Amazon Music Weekly Vibe, AI playlists every Monday. So Amazon Music now auto creates a weekly vibe playlist based on your listening, and it refreshes every Monday. So a counter to Spotify's AI DJ. So they're hoping that this small feature drives a habit loop. So you return on Mondays and stay inside Amazon's ecosystem. Okay. So here's a prediction. Amazon will bundle creator and brand promos into weekly vibe segments. So think voice interactive tweaks on Echo devices. That's pretty cool. That's a prediction that AI came up with. So an example would be, Alexa, remix my vibe. Imagine saying that to Alexa. Alexa, remix my vibe. Okay. We'll move on to the next piece of news. I think that was the last piece of news. Okay. So guys, that is that's the news. So now we can move on to the actual work blocks. Oh, and I'm realizing I'm calling someone in 7 minutes. Yeah, I've got a call in 7 minutes. Also got invited to racquetball tomorrow. Okay. Also, another piece of news, while it's top of mind, OpenAI is announcing their own AI job platform. We covered this the other day, but people are texting me about it. Stefan, that's a great question. Guys, Stefan's asking, why did you decide to live stream everything? The reason why is My prediction, I mean, it's a number of reasons, but I think that there are a couple things. So I think that you've got a couple big trends. One is uh, AI is lowering the barrier to entry to build a lot of things. So it's becoming a lot easier. You're seeing a lot of money pouring into these AI coding agents. So the cost of creation's gone down. And I think over the coming years, you're going to see two big things pop up. I think you're going to see a lot of influencers, people with audiences, become founders. And one of the reasons for that is because in a world where it's easier to produce these products, the name of the game in many ways becomes distribution. So, do you have an audience that you can actually sell a product to and monetize? So, I think you're going to see this trend of a lot of influencers becoming founders. And I think vice versa, you're going to see a lot of founders becoming influencers, or in essence, needing to find a way to connect and sell to those different audiences. And at the end of the day, I think that with what we're building at My Worker, we need to connect with a lot of founders, a lot of builders, and there are a couple routes you can go. One of those is obviously connecting with people who have audiences like that. But I think that there's a huge opportunity to become and basically become a voice in being able to show what it's like to build with other entrepreneurs and founders. I think it's important content that's not out there. And it's something that we can do while I'm also building the company. Whereas other types of content would kind of take away, or you kind of need to plan around it. With this, I'm just kind of doing what I would be doing, but doing it on stream. So that's a big part of it. There are some types of complications between it, but yeah, they're manageable. And then with this amount of content, being able to clip it up, put it out there, I think that it makes it a lot easier than um, it's just part of a strategy that I think is doable, and we're testing out different things. I think it's going to evolve over time, but uh, also makes it more fun too. Okay, inviting. Okay, that is right, Stefan. You nailed it. Okay, I just opted out of pickleball tomorrow because I have a call at that time. Okay, that's a great question, Stefan. Um, I think that there will be some complications as it grows and trying to do it. I'm going to try and show and do as much as I can. It is an experiment though, so who knows how much we're going to truly be able to share as the company continues to grow. Who knows? Maybe we're going to have to take everything down. So this might be your only time to be able to see everything. I actually thought of this last night. I was thinking, there's a lot, like the amount that we have out there is way more than other companies might allow. Right now, I'm the decision maker on it, and I've made the decision to put it out there. But you're right. There might be a time where we're building, and then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, we're gonna have to take all the content down. So take it all down. But right now, it is available. When I'm able to go live, I'm gonna go live and do it. Okay, now I'm calling my buddy Ryan. Yo, yo, Ryan, the man, the myth, the legend. How's it going? I know, dude. Yeah. Dude, did I tell you that I'm out on the West Coast? Last time we chatted, I think I was still in New York, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been great. About 2 years. Yeah, almost. Almost. I know, isn't that crazy? Well, the thing is, it's so hard to stay in touch with people. And then I was listening to this podcast and it said, one way that makes it easier is when you think of someone and you actually like they're your friend, you just call them up and you just say, "Hey, I was thinking of you." And so I was like, I got to start doing that. Yeah, it's actually good advice. And then I used to be better about it too because I would go on a lot of like trips in terms of like car rides and things. I used to do a lot more car rides and I could do it during the car rides, but now I'm doing a lot of flights and the flights you can't really like call someone during a flight. So, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I could start doing it in the airport. I think that the big thing is I just got to like get into the habit of doing it, and that's probably the hardest part. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, no, dude, that's actually so true. That's one of the things where I'll, yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's kind of a late time, and I'm just thinking, well, I'm calling them at like, yeah, 9 p.m. or like 10 p.m. Because especially over here, it's a 3 hour difference. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to wake them up if they're if they're like going to bed early or something. Uh, but yeah, yeah, honestly, since I've started doing it, I'm happy I'm doing it. I just wish I started doing it earlier because yeah, it's just I especially now too with like everyone it's weird because it's been so many years since Bucknell, but it also feels like Bucknell was like yesterday, and it's just interesting to hear what everyone's been up to. Oh yeah. Yeah. The with Sazmining, I'm still the like I'm not operating the business anymore. There's like a CEO in place that's running it and growing it. So as the president, it's more like, any type of board functions or any type of yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, it's a different type of role. It's been really interesting, like going through that transition. And yeah, the company's doing great. Honestly, the dude who's growing it's doing a better job than I was doing as CEO. Yeah, man, it's been fun. What have you been up to? You're still in it's actually really interesting hearing the word Conchi thrown out there. I forgot about Conchi. Yeah. What's the team called? Defeasance. Okay, interesting. Mm, damn. Damn. They're like, we need the big dog leading it. Yeah. Nice. Have you been making any trips out to the shore? Hmm. Dude, what? 21 flights in May? Like that is crazy. How's that even possible? You're just like flying every day. Dude, you might as well bring a bed on the plane, dude. I mean, that's even a short month too, which makes it even like crazier. Yeah. Nice, man. Well, oh, dude, awesome, man. Yeah, well, if you have time, feel free to hit me up when you're in the area. I'm in Santa Monica. Nice, man. Newport's pretty nice. That's a good area. Who's getting married? Mm, yeah. No, I feel you. I was it's interesting because I was almost like the opposite of you this summer in the sense of like I was so busy that I didn't like it was the least amount of beach time I think I've had like in a summer. Yeah. Which in a weird way it's like I'm okay with. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's the thing that makes it the most crazy. Like being in Santa Monica, it was just like just so much to do because like start when you're in the midst of like the deep startup life, it's like okay, there's just not nearly enough hours in the day, and I was just like grinding this summer. This was one of my biggest summer grinds, I think. Yeah, well, the other thing too is I'm like, well, on the bright side, I didn't like damage my skin too much. Not too many rays. It's like you're just finding the silver lining wherever there is. It's like, dude, skin is staying pretty healthy. Skin's looking real good. Yeah. It, um, I've been a decent amount, not too much. But I am planning on trying to make a trip out to go and see the fam in like yeah in Maryland, and then probably make a New York trip at some point. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 What are your hours like? Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah. Damn, they're grinding you over there yeah. Wow, that definitely is a grind. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. Yeah. At least like you're doing stuff when you're there. Like the worst is when there's nothing to do and you're almost like in like locked away, you know? It's like shit, I gotta stay here and nothing to do. Yeah. Well, actually, interesting. I think last time we talked, it's like definitely it was a different. It was so long ago, but my girlfriend recently moved in, so she's out here in Santa Monica as well. Yeah, yeah. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. Things are moving, but she actually just made lunch, so I think I actually have to run, unfortunately, and go grab the burgers. But dude, it was amazing catching up and hearing from you. It seems like you're doing well. Absolutely, yeah. Hit me anytime, on the phone. My phone always goes to voicemail initially, but if you dial twice, if you ever want to chat, feel free to hit me up. It's a big hack. It's a big hack. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'll catch you later. Peace. All right, guys. I gotta go eat lunch real quick. So I will be back. Play some music for you. Hey guys, look at this meal. I realized I need to get back to our lawyer. These documents are actually, it's not going to be the end of the world. I get home later. This salad and burgers.
Mas que mamada legal. Mas que mamada legal.
can see the shadows look like you. I gotta forget, find something new. There's no going back for you and I. You and I. What is right? Gotta let that AK make that pick up. Gotta pop these slugs in the chips, gotta let that nine feel it go. Gotta let that AK make that pick up. Gotta pop these down with the stick. Gotta let that AK make that pick up. Down with the stick. Gotta let that AK make that pick up. Gotta pop these slugs in the chips, gotta let that nine feel it go. Gotta let that AK make that pick up. Gotta pop these down with the stick. Gotta let that AK make that pick up.
right, we are back. So let's see. Sorry for the time away, guys. I know that was a long break. Um, so yes, and Stefan, it's great hanging out with you. All right. So now we're just gonna dive into work. We got a lot of, oh my gosh, we have a, oh my goodness, that's no bueno. You really just missed it. All right, I'm gonna call this guy. Hey, Femi. Dude, I am so sorry, man. Yeah, happy Friday. I'm so sorry that I missed. I was having lunch with my girlfriend and completely lost track of time. Yeah, she got the extra time. Yeah. Yes. Dula, Dula. Oh, no, I haven't. Awesome, man. Yeah, man. Well, first off, hearing all that is great to hear. I actually going into the call didn't even realize all those other things that you guys had going on. So that's amazing. I think that in terms of just from that, what sounds like, hey, what do you need from me to get it moving would just be getting the agency guys that you're working with or working under you trained up and on the software, getting that all set up, getting a similar type of arrangement that you have with Instantly or these others set up, and then going to try and scale. And I think that on that other point that you mentioned in terms of like the implementation and onboarding side, I'd be curious to hear a little bit more about how you've done that with, you know, like any other company in the past. And that does sound like something that could be useful, especially if you guys are using the software a lot. Mm, that's good. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's very important. Yeah. 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 Oh, awesome. Yeah. Let me check this out. Yeah, man, that sounds great. I love that structure. And just to check real quick, you said that you added did you add the my worker email to the Slack? Maybe I need to accept it on my. Oh, I did get it. Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. The way that ours works is, and this is the whole value prop is like, hey, instead of you needing to hire a whole enterprise sales team or go and learn five different sales tools and tape them together, like we're an all-in-one. So we're integrating data from Apollo and other data sources. We're also integrating with like Exa AI, just raised a big round, but they're also integrated into our product. And then everything from domain acquisition and warm up to lead cleaning to everything in the flow. So that's success AI. Uh, no, I haven't. Yeah. Mhm. Love it. Love it. Yeah. 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 That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the big thing is right now, it's mainly just been me trying to juggle this piece, and it's been one of my priorities to say, okay, how? So that's why, as you were talking at the beginning of this call, I was thinking, okay, this is perfect how we can try and take this next step in terms of actually diving. Yeah, yeah, I'm diving in. Yeah, Yeah, so that's the other thing too. We're getting ready. We've been getting some inbound just after going through the Pegasus program, but I wanted to get our entire data room and everything ready before I go and start approaching uh, the potential leads. But I've had some ancillary pre-round conversations, and yeah, I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row there as well. So the goal is if I can really get it ready. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Awesome, man. And just out of curiosity, how did you get involved in doing all of this? I'm so curious. Mm, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the big thing is I've realized like, this is a big lift. And in the past for my last company, I raised many times and a lot of them were just like grinding like small checks, like 50K checks or something. But fundraising takes a like crazy amount of time. And that's one of the things too, where, AI makes things a lot faster, but it's trying to find the right partnerships and, exactly what you mentioned that like, and what we can do here. These are the types of things that I know that I need to get set up, and I'm trying to actively figure out, okay, like what goes where, which is exactly what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah, so in terms of the next steps with getting the I guess getting the guys trained up, and then getting you guys fully onboarded and familiar with the product, is that something where like next week we get a time in the books, or is there anything you want to go over in particular? Yeah, I just opened up the Slack invite here. So, yeah, let's see. Awesome. There we go. Dude, you're on top of it, man. I love it. It looks like I'm joining. Yeah, looks like I'm in. Sweet. Yeah, we could do that. Beautiful. I love the approach and I'm in Santa Monica, but I go to SF pretty regularly. Got some friends up there. Oh, dude. So that's crazy you mentioned that because I am right by the bungalow, like walking distance. Oh, no way, dude. That's awesome. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. All right. All right. Awesome. Thanks, man. You too. Yeah, great chatting with you.